Welcome to All Things Moore County, Moore County's weekly radio show highlighting the many facets of the Sandhills. That includes real estate, lifestyle, community and neighborhoods. And now, from 4 Properties, here's your host, Bill Sahadi.
Good morning and welcome to the talk show, All Things Moore County. Dorothy, we have a show today featuring students in Moore County.
Yeah.
We have been doing a lot of shows on the arts.
Yeah, we've had a lot of actors in here lately.
Yes, and we have more today. Actually, we have the show set up in 2 sets.
Okay.
We're going to be speaking with students, I think all senior students, from Northmore High School. We're going to be speaking about the upcoming musical, the SpongeBob Musical, which is March 24th, 25th, and 26th at the CE Hackney Auditorium. There's a show Friday night at 7. There are 2 shows on Saturday the 25th at 2 and 7, and a 3 o'clock matinee on the 26th. General admission is $15, and it's directed by Kimberly Fielder Jones. Mm-hmm. And she has been kind enough to bring us 5 of the actors and actresses to talk about the upcoming production. I've just had the chance to meet them for the first time. Around the table, we have Alex Simpson, and you are playing Mr. Krabs.
That is correct.
And to your left is Zoie Jones.
Hello.
Hey, Zoe, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Summer Brady.
Yes, sir.
And you're playing Sandy?
Yes, sir.
You're going to tell me all about the parts because I'm not as familiar with them as you are. Ryan, we have a situation with Ryan we have to talk about.
Yes.
I cannot, for the life of me, I don't know how to pronounce his last name. Ryan, tell me how to say it.
It's Stamatopolous.
Okay, that was easy. And you are Patchy the Pirate.
Yep.
Okay. And finally, we're looking to speak with Jalen Troublefield. You're playing Patrick.
Yes, sir.
So if you're all seniors and you're all in this production together, something tells me that this is not the first time you've all worked together.
Absolutely
No.
not.
Nope.
No.
Yeah, we've
So
been stuck with each other for a while.
Stuck with each other. So you guys have done different productions together?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Most recently, we did Girl in the White Pinafore and Polka Dots, the Cool Kids musical. We took those to competition, NCTC specifically.
Right.
And then we continued doing Polka Dots for Thespian Festival. And we actually won nationals with some individual events that we took there.
That was just recently, wasn't it?
Yeah,
That's
that
correct.
was last weekend.
I saw on the Facebook page that you guys, and I saw a video of you all, and you were also, you were wide open in the video. I mean,
yeah.
very happy, enjoying it. You were in the front. You were both talking in the video.
To All Things Moore County.
So this is your last production together. How many have you done in the last couple of years, roughly?
So every year we have 4, or every year we do a musical. So a lot of us who have been doing it since freshman year have done 4 musicals with the school now. I didn't start until my junior year, so I've only done the most recent musical, Newsies, and now this musical as well. But a lot of these guys have done 4 musicals together and 2 or 3 straight plays per year, so it's upwards in the 15s.
Yeah, and summer productions. Me and Summer over here, we've been doing shows together since we were in 5th grade because Northmore does a summer program every year. And so that might be another 5 performances right there. And Jalen also did those summer performances. I think you joined during
I joined in my
High School
6th
Musical?
grade. Yeah, 6th grade.
Yeah, we did High School Musical together. And then Ryan joined his freshman year.
So you've done drama, you've done musicals, comedies.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, definitely.
Do you all have a preference as to what genre you prefer?
I am
Comedies.
I am very much a dramatic person.
We know.
As funny
You
as
said
it
we know?
sounds.
Yeah.
As funny as it sounds, the acting hard emotions and portraying feelings that a lot of people can relate with and stuff like that go past just laughter and comedy is really where my heart in theater is. Last year we had a show called Booby Trap. and it actually won top honors at international competition with the Thespian Festival. But by the end of it, you can guarantee that more than half of the audience is just bawling their eyes out. And it's always that feeling of just telling a story and getting the story across in such a way that it brings that emotion. That's always been my love of theater.
Yeah.
Wow.
And he's really good at it too. Very, very good at playing serious characters. Comedic.
Serious characters. Zoe, how about you? What's your choice?
Oh, I love a comedy. That's where I peak. I'm always the comedic person in a show.
Uh-huh.
I don't think I've ever been a character that's not supposed to be comedic, except for recently when we did Girl in the White Pinafore, which is about a tragedy. I played a grieving mother, but every other time I've either been the comedic relief or an absolute bully. Not really an in-between. This time is the first time I've been a protagonist.
Okay. Summer, what about you?
Definitely comedies. I like.
Definitely comedies?
Yes, I love to make people laugh, and I like hearing people laugh at my jokes when I'm on stage.
You're more comfortable in that format than you would be in a drama?
Yes.
Okay. Ryan?
I also prefer comedies a whole lot more.
They're fun.
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of with Zoe on it, where I've generally been the comedic relief in a lot of shows. And the most recent comedy we did, Absolutely True Story, as told by a bunch of lying liars, I was actually the dog in that show.
He was a good dog.
And it was just every single time that I came out, or the first time that I would come out in each performance, nobody's expecting it. And I'm just coming in, trotting as a happy dog does, and everybody's
With a
just
full dog costume
Yeah,
on.
like it's a full-on
dog
dog.
costume. And that was when we had COVID mask on because we were acting with mask, and so all you could see was his glasses and this dog, and it was great. It was so great.
Jalen?
I personally like comedies.
Okay. Oh, you guys are going to be
Yeah.
in full form then
Yeah.
this weekend.
Alex is usually the odd one out, so just kidding.
No, I am with Alex. I love me a dramatic one every once in a while because you like to do both sides.
Right.
But I'm more of a comedy person because I'm more energetic on stage. I always try to get the audience to look at me like, hey, I'm like, it's not a selfish thing. It's just like audience is usually propelled to all five of us because we have the most energy on stage and we're just putting our all on stage every moment, every minute, every time.
Which is actually a really good point to make with SpongeBob the Musical, the upcoming one. SpongeBob, for me, is definitely the highest energy show that I've ever done, and I think is one of the highest energetic shows at all.
Okay.
Because it is because everybody knows it of the cartoon and stuff like that. There's no way to overact it. A lot of times when you're doing productions, if you go too far, it looks like you're trying too hard. It doesn't look real. But this show, it's more the case that we can't go far enough. Mm-hmm. And so we're all trying to just come together as one big energetic clump that'll carry the show to the end.
Yeah.
This is a musical that you're version of it that you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
There are some great, very well-known artists whose music will be featured. Do you want to talk about that? Anybody?
Yeah. So some of the more modern, I guess, artists who are really popular now, Panic at the Disco made the song Simple Sponge, which is my song in the show because I play SpongeBob. And there's other artists who created songs. David Bowie, I believe, was it No Control?
Probably.
I think it was No Control.
Yeah.
And then we have Plain White Tees who made BFF. Plain White Tees are, I think, known for Hey There Delilah. They have a lot of good music.
I even know that.
Yeah. Hey There
Okay.
Delilah's a good song. And when you see the show, if you know all of the artists who contributed to the songs, you'll be able to hear their styles throughout the show because there's a different style for every song. There's very much like a church choir sounding song. There's a hip hop rap type song. There's pop elements and everything. It's very across the board with everything.
Which is very unique to this musical because a lot of musicals you'll watch, the entire show is a style of music. Like Rock of Ages is all, it's rock, it's heavy. Whereas SpongeBob, you'll find country, you'll find rap, you'll find pop, you'll find gospel. It's all in there. And so that's one thing that I really appreciate about SpongeBob is because it gives all ranges of music a spot in the spotlight. Yeah.
Summer, you're next. Do you sing in the show, in the production?
Yeah.
What do you sing?
I sing a country song called "Chop to the Top." It's written by Lady Antebellum.
Oh,
which
okay.
Also wrote. Oh, what's the name of that song? Oh, I can't remember. But it's like it's a really popular country song.
Is it a solo or is it a group choral?
I would say for the most part it's a solo, but
Yeah.
SpongeBob sings a few parts in it. But
Yeah.
for the most part, it's Sandy.
Okay.
The song's about like encouraging SpongeBob to climb this volcano that's going to erupt and destroy Bikini Bottom, and SpongeBob's scared.
Yeah.
So Sandy's trying to get him to be courage.
And we have Hero as our middle name.
Oh yeah, with Patrick.
Yeah, so that's me, Jalen, and Summer. We have a song where basically me and Jalen's character are trying to encourage Summer's character to join our team because we need to save the town. And it's very, I don't know what style that would be. Kind of like country, a little bit, not really. I don't know.
Yeah, it's got a little.
It's very, that one's kind of a unique song.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like you're having a lot of fun with the production.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. It's my favorite show. So
How long have you been working on it?
Since December.
December. Yep.
Really?
December.
Yeah.
That long?
Yeah.
Mhm. But also that short at the same time. It is a lot of work. It may only be a 2-hour production, but you couldn't put enough time into a piece of artwork like this. Like they say, you can't rush perfection. Last year with Newsies, there was delays because of COVID. We had all the way until May to put the show together, and it was one of our best ever because we had so much extra time to do it. Now we have from December to March is 3 months, and oftentimes we have to take breaks because of competitions. We have to take breaks
Right.
because of stuff like that. So.
A couple of years ago, did you all have productions in the works when COVID hit?
Yes.
That got
We were doing Hairspray, and it got
cut.
off. Yeah, so it was originally postponed, and we were like, okay, we got 2 weeks extra to work on this performance. We're all kind of inside, so it'll have to be through Zoom or something. But eventually it got completely terminated. So we didn't end up doing Hairspray, and then for me and Jalen specifically, we were able to revisit theater a lot earlier because of another program that we did over the summer. But the second we got back to school, Northmore was right back into doing theater. We competed virtually at NCTC by submitting shows that we filmed. We did Cargo, and then a student written play.
Yeah.
And then with Lion King, we were able to have an audience, but we also live streamed it. That was the show we did in 2021.
Yeah.
And everything was masked, but it was also a fantastic show.
Oh,
Yeah.
The set was unbelievable with that show.
Oh, yes.
And we made our own animals. So we had people crafting up giraffe heads. What was it?
The whole show was made out of
The
recycled
hyena.
wood.
Hyena. We made hyena heads for the 3 main hyenas, and also everybody else that was a part of the ensemble.
Yeah.
It was a really amazing tech show. It was unbelievable.
You guys, in the last 4 years, this is your 4th year, you've worked under the same director for most of the productions, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
I've worked under the same director my whole life.
I had a feeling. Why do you say that?
Because she's my mom.
Yeah.
She's my lovely mother. Love her to death.
So your mom has been on the show in the past. It's been a while. Tell me, if all of you, what kind of influence she's had on you over all these years and all these productions. She's a very good role model, is she not?
Absolutely.
Miss Kim is the greatest thing that could have ever happened to the Northmore Theater Department.
Yeah.
There's issues with funding, there's issues with this, but I wouldn't trade any amount of funding, I wouldn't trade any amount of access to any other talent over Miss Kim. She is the heart and soul of the program, and she's what has created all of us into the actors and singers that we are today, and we wouldn't be half as good if it weren't for her.
Yeah.
Looks unanimous.
She always fights for our program, and if anyone tries to doubt it, she's always there to defend us. And not only does she care about the shows and how they look and making sure that we put on the best performance for the audience, but she also cares about the people on the stage and making sure that everyone else feels satisfied with their work and that everyone is able to be cohesive. And the cast always feels so much more bonded when she's the director, because she very much pushes and tries to get rid of any problem that someone may have, because she cares about her students on like a more personal level as well.
Is she inspiring all of you to go on with your education and to stay in the arts?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
For me,
Really, all of
a
you?
lot. Yes. I won't be going into acting, but I do want to do production and design, because one thing about Northmore is we don't have specific people who are only tech or only actors. Sometimes we have people volunteer to
Rotate roles? You all do a
we
little
just
bit?
kind of do it all like
Yeah.
simultaneously. I am the wig and makeup person specifically, and so while I'm on stage, I'm acting as SpongeBob, and when I'm off stage, I'm doing wigs, I'm designing makeups, I'm helping with costumes, I'm doing what I can. While we have another actor, his name's Vin, he is acting in the show, and he is creating this huge set and all these things, all these iconic props like the chum bucket and the Krusty Krab sign and the Krabby Patties and a tiki bar. And the work that the people who do both tech and act do is just mind-blowing. And
Yeah.
it really
There-
inspires me to want to.
There are a lot of times I know, at least I've been working lines with people while simultaneously building props and designing stuff, because it really takes a village. You have to work together, not just on the acting. The actors can't, especially with a program as small as ours, the actors can't just act, because then the actual picture of the musical would never be created. So a lot of times we'll spend an hour working this scene, and then we got an hour making props, and then we got an hour doing this, and it all has to be done together and by everyone, or it won't get anywhere.
Your director, as you call her, Miss Kim? Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
She's been a real positive role model.
Yeah.
What about the role your parents have played in supporting you in your endeavors?
Personally, my parents have been with me the whole way.
Ever since you were born, right?
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I didn't start doing theater till 6th grade, like I said a little bit ago.
Okay.
But my dad was a little bit shaky on it to begin with, because he was like, "Oh, I don't know if I really want this." You know what I'm saying? But as soon as I did my first show, everybody was on board. They could see that I loved theater so much, and I loved dancing. I love theater as a whole. But my parents have been with me the whole way, and I can say I'm truly thankful for that, because I know not many people have that sort of thing to have.
Right.
And even some of my friends don't even have that, and I'm right there with them, because I care. They taught me to care for others and to be truthful to what you are, and I'm thankful to have the parents I have, just because they made me a better person.
Wow.
Yeah.
Very astute. Your parents, you'll make them very proud.
Yeah, I always try to.
Ryan.
I'm kind of in the same boat as Jalen because whenever I started doing theater, it was the second semester of my freshman year, whenever we were going to do Hairspray. A couple of my friends from band, Jalen being one of them, told me, "Hey, we need more guys in the ensemble for Hairspray.
Right.
Come to the workshop after school today." I was like, okay. Called my mom real quick. I asked her, "Hey, can you just pick me up at 5:30? I want to do this theater workshop. I want to see what this is all about." And she said, "Okay, I'll see you at 5:30."
That's great.
I keep on going through with it. I audition. I get in the main ensemble, I guess you would call it. I was
Yeah.
IQ and with the cool kids.
Okay.
The Corny Collin dancers.
The Corny,
Yeah.
Corny Collin, yeah. And it was just really fun to do. It was the first ever show that I've ever done in theater, and all the people just being able to support one another was so great. And I was so mad whenever it got canceled.
Oh, yeah.
But throughout all of it, my dad was also a little hesitant on it because he was scared that I was going to get in the way of other things like my education, band. But I kept on doing it, and throughout my sophomore year, I didn't do the NCTC. I just didn't have the time for it. But when the musical came around and we were doing Lion King, I auditioned and ended up getting Ed, the crazy hyena, the one that is like all over the stage and
My favorite
laughing the
character.
entire
Yeah.
time. And by the time that we get to perform it, both both my parents come up to me after the show and they're like, "Wow, I cannot believe the things that you have done with this."
Is it a safe bet to say that everybody in this room has the support of their mom or their dad at home? Some are you too. Unfortunately, time is running so short, but you feel the same way.
Yeah.
Are you all planning to go on to further education and stay in the arts?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes? I already can tell you have support from somewhere, the way you speak, and I can tell you're a dramatic actor. But you're doing them a favor by doing the comedy, right?
Yeah. No, and even in doing SpongeBob, and I'll try to make this short. You said we were running low.
Yeah, we are.
But Mr. Krabs himself, while he is a very comedic character in moments, he's still one of those commanding roles where he's more of a leader and more of slightly serious character than the others. So while I'm able to still be funny and have more of my personal sense of intelligent humor, I'm still able to contribute to the musical in that way.
The SpongeBob Musical will start March the 24th with a 7 p.m. show. There'll be 2 shows on Saturday the 25th, a 2 o'clock matinee and a 7 o'clock. And then March the 26th, you'll have a 3 o'clock matinee. You guys are going to be exhausted.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Always are.
Always are.
We're always tired.
General admission is $15 at the CE Hackney Auditorium, Northmore High School. We wish you guys the very best.
Thank you.
There's a lot going on this spring. We're so glad you guys could come in and share with us a little bit.
Thank you
Best
for
of
having
luck
us.
with the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
We'll
Thank
be
you.
back in the second set. This is All Things Moore County. Welcome back to our second set of All Things Moore County. Our table now has been dwindled to 1, but I want to tell you about the young lady sitting to my left. Her name is Kaitlyn Wood. She is a sophomore at Union Pines High School. We're going to stick with students today, Dorothy.
I see that.
She is 16. She is Miss Teen Moore County Agricultural, which I had not heard of before I met her. I met you here
Yes, sir.
at the station maybe November, October.
Around that time, yes,
What
sir.
were you doing? Were you doing a PSA, a public service announcement?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And do you remember our conversation here when we spoke?
Yeah, I was. It was very delightful. You were just very, I guess, acknowledge. You were acknowledging.
You.
Yes, me.
Why was I acknowledging you?
My eye contact.
Right. And what did I say about it?
It's remarkable.
Right. And what is it about eye contact that so impressed me? And why is it so important?
It is very important just because of respect. It shows so much respect, and it just shows the way that you were listening. And I'm here, and I am listening to everything that you have to say.
When I speak to people sometimes, I
Sure.
get people will look at me or look away. When people look away, they're not present, right?
Yes, sir.
When we were speaking, I felt like you were so present and at such a young age. Where'd you get that from?
Definitely my mom. Growing up, it was always, I got disciplined if I wasn't looking at her in her eyes. I'd always, you're looking at me, you're not looking off, wondering in Wonderland. You're
Right.
looking at me. This is an A and B conversation.
That's so good that
so
she
yeah.
said that. When I was a kid, my father would introduce me to somebody, and he would say, shake his hand. And I would put my head down and shake his hand. And then I would get hit in the back of the head, and he would say, look at him when you shake his hand.
Kind of the same thing.
What's
but-
the point? Right. Tell me about your Miss Teen Moore County agricultural role. What are you doing, And how did you get involved with the program?
So I just did a food bank drive through the Food Bank of Central and Eastern North Carolina. I placed 5 collection boxes around our county at a variety of locations. And it was people's free will to donate to these boxes, and everything went back to the food bank. Through that, we raised over 1,500 meals through our community for the food bank to give back to our community. And then I did a clothing drive through the Sandhills Coalition, and with that, I did the same thing, placed 6 collection boxes through our county with the free will of people just to give that helping hand back to where it was needed in our community. And we were able to raise a variety of clothing and goods for the Sandhills Coalition. You did mention, you did ask how I got involved.
Yes.
I seen it. I'm an FFA, so that's Future Farmers of America, and that is an organization through our whole nation. I saw it on our bulletin, and I was like, what is that? And it was the last day I could sign up, and it was September 1st. I signed up, and the pageant was in 27 days after that.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're you, in addition to being a Miss Teen Moore County Agricultural, in addition to being a sophomore at Union Pines High School, you also work at Terrace Ridge Farm.
Yes, sir.
Tell me about Terrace Ridge Farm and how you got involved and what you do there.
So Terrace Ridge Farm is located off of Union Church Road on Ring Road. I actually live on Ring Road as well, so it's on the same road I live on. So
Okay.
I just wanted a job. I was 15 at the time. It was my summer going into my my sophomore year, and I have a big role in FFA, and I would like to continue that. And I have a passion for agriculture and blue collar and just everything about it. So I shot Matthew Parker a text through Messenger, and I just gave him a rundown about who I am. I said, hey, my name's Kaitlyn Wood. I'm about to be a sophomore at Union Pines. I actually told my mom I just didn't want an indoor job. I didn't want something that was going to distract me. I wanted to be outdoors with natural resources and this is a good thing. So I sent him a text, and he got back with me as soon as I sent it. And it's been 8 months, going on right at 9 months, I think, I've been working with him.
Well, I had the pleasure to meet Matthew, or Michael,
Yes, sir.
his dad, who was on the show, and he's also an attorney. And he came on and spoke about the development of acreage, agricultural, up in the Carthage area, and was speaking about the development of the new builders who are coming into town and building subdivisions. And he was taking the position, we don't need to build subdivisions. We need to be able to sell parcels that are self-sustaining for families who want to build and have land to grow food on.
Yes, sir.
How do you feel about all that?
I feel that I believe in the power that he had in that. And through that, he was able to get that where it was cleared and they weren't able to, I guess, build where they wanted to build. But I agree with him 100%. I do think that the development has gotten kind of out of hand. And I get that it's more of people coming into our world, and the growth of our population is growing daily by second. But they're not sustainable houses, and they're like the biggest thing around where we live is it's a rural area, Moore County.
Right.
But there is
You mean northern Moore County?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
There's northern Moore County is, but there is 4 schools on one road, Union Church Road, and there's subdivisions throughout the whole Union Church Road, and there's farms on Union Church Road as well. So that it just does not interfere really well together. There's accidents that happen all the time.
Yep.
Through both agriculture and our subdivision. So it's a bad accident zone, truly.
So Moore County is broken up into a couple of different areas. You know, in southern Moore County, where we are, there's a lot of development. There's a lot of commercial development. And in northern Moore County, there's a way of life that still needs to be preserved.
Yes, sir.
Right? And that's where you grew up?
Northern Moore County, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell me, working with the Parkers at Terrace Ridge Farm, that's a pretty neat experience, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I'm learning things new every day when I work. It's hours on end of just something I love to do. It doesn't really feel like a job. It doesn't feel like a task. It feels like I'm present and I'm doing this because I want to do it, not because I have to.
So, Dorothy, is it okay if I clone her? Is that possible?
You might want to ask her mother for permission.
But
Would you mind? Could we have a meeting or a conversation?
Yeah, go ahead. I don't think I live in northern Moore County.
Okay, no, I don't even mean that. I just mean just about the type of person that you are. So, the Parkers.
Yes, sir.
I would say at Terrace Ridge Farm, they're very disciplined people, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they are.
And that's something you probably get from them.
I do.
Because you're very disciplined.
Yes.
Where do you get the discipline from?
Just growing up, I just was always taught, do the right thing, treat others the way you want to be treated. I mean, it wasn't that I was very disciplined, but I've always been a very well-mannered, person, and that's just my peers. The people I've grew up around, they have made sure to put that step forward and making sure that I was there fully and didn't have trouble, doing that one-on-one communication that I
No, you
needed
don't.
and all that. So
No, you don't. You feel pretty comfortable in your own skin.
I definitely do, yes, sir.
Yeah, I definitely feel like you're right. That you
Yes, sir.
do. You're definitely very comfortable in your own skin. I'm envious. I went through high school. I don't even know where my skin was.
Yeah.
I just sort of hid out and tried to get through school with the least amount of attention, and I just sort of wanted to fly under the radar.
I understand that a lot of people are like that. And I am a student at Union Pines, and I see that daily. I don't mean to discourage anybody, but I just feel like the people that are like that are trying to stay hidden and don't want people to know that they're there, they're just not as happy. They don't know what they're gonna do. They don't, they're just still trying to find that placement. And I want to be that helping hand to let people know your placement. You can find a placement in any community setting that you're in. So,
how has the role of Miss Moore County Teen Agricultural, has it changed you? Has it increased your confidence, your bandwidth? I mean, your ability to handle situations that were new to you?
Yeah, it definitely did. I am I guess me even signing up for Miss Seymour County Ag, it completely pushed me out of my comfort zone, and It was a new experience for me completely. I've never done a pageant before. I never did any of the experiences I have through my Sash and Crown title. So it was just all new to me, and I mean, it has truly helped me just become a better person and a better individual.
Yeah.
And be able to show that.
Yeah. What do you, you're a sophomore in high school.
Yes, sir.
Your college years are just a couple of years away.
Oh, yes, sir, they are.
What do you see as you look down that road for yourself?
So I would like to go, do the Sandhills Promise program.
Uh-huh.
And I just signed up actually last week to do Sandhills in fall.
Advanced courses?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then I would like to go for welding, carpentry, HVAC, and electrical. My papa, he owns an electrical company, Ronnie Fry Electric. He had a stroke back in 2016. I would like to work under him, keep it generational, and then possibly whenever he passes away, inherit it or buy it over.
This is your grandfather?
Yes, sir, and then keep it in his name.
You're not an only child, are you?
No, sir.
Okay. You're a force of nature, is what you are. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah.
Do you know what that is?
No, sir.
So when you walk into a room, you have a presence. You have a commanding presence, and there's like an aura. people will be drawn to you, and you are there. You're being, you're just very communicative. You're well spoken. You seem very disciplined in your conversation and in your attitude. It's a wonderful thing to see. You've grown up awfully fast.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But you were a tomboy, you said.
Yeah.
When we spoke on the phone the other day, that you were a tomboy and you didn't really know that you would be in this position.
No, I did not at all. I grew up and I've always been a tomboy. I've always, a lot of my family are men, boys. So it was just, I was right there with them, alongside of them. And, I was like the girl. I was the girl who played flag football. I played flag football for about 3 years. So yeah, I've always been tomboyish. So.
Yeah. Tell me what's on the docket for the rest of the year in your role as Miss Teen Moore County Ag.
I work with a good amount of organizations. I'm wanting to do something with the homeless organization Teamworks. They supply the homeless necessities and needs that they may need. I would like to do a drive for them. I would like to do a book drive for our community for kids who just don't have that experience. They can't get the books and stuff that they need. I feel like we definitely need to develop get newer books and stuff, because I went to the library and they didn't have really many books that I guess would catch my eye or a young person's eye. So I definitely would like to do a book drive or something like that, and just keep on putting in the time where it's needed and volunteer work and representing organizations and companies.
During your reign, you probably met a lot of very interesting people that you would not have had a chance to meet.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about some of the people that have influenced you or impressed you or maybe helped change you?
Yeah, so the first person I really got involved with through my name was actually through Miss Carol Parker. I got involved with the food bank, and that was they were doing a auction for the food bank because they do own Parker's Benefit Auctioneers, and they were doing it, like I said, for the food bank. Michael Cotton, he is...
He's been on the show.
Yeah,
nice man.
Yes, he was one of the first people I met, and he just completely struck me away from when I met him. He's just a very humble, straight. He's the type of man that you just got to get along with. He does so many great things. He's a real sweet person, and through that auction, they were able to raise $92,000 for the food bank. So,
wow. You seem to have your next couple of years set, and you have your goal set for
Yes, sir.
you, right?
Yeah.
Every day you get up, you have a purpose.
Yeah.
Right. I would love to keep up with you, keep in touch.
Yes, sir.
Because you probably have other fundraisers that you're going to be doing this year.
Definitely.
And do you do public service announcements with the station? Were they to help raise interest in some of the events that you're working with?
I have done one with you.
Okay.
But that has been the only one I've been able to do. But I've been in the pilot a few times. When I came here for the first time, the picture was actually sitting on the desk out there.
Okay.
My pilot paper was with my face just right there on it, But I've been in the pilot a few times. For my organization, my drives and stuff like that, I go in, let them know, and then they'll be able to do a document on it. So
we have a little bit of time.
yes, sir.
Your mother could write a book about how well you've been raised. Tell me a little bit about your mom.
She works for Sand Hills Weekend Dental. She's a single mom. She's the best mom I could ever ask for.
Right.
It just makes me want to tear up. She's just so sweet. She's just so sweet.
So you guys are like a team.
Yeah,
right?
that's my mom. Yeah.
Is that right?
Obviously.
And a lot of support.
Yeah, a bunch of it. Yeah.
So that's one of the things between.
She actually was just here. She dropped off my crown and sash for me.
Oh.
Yeah. So she.
I'm sorry she didn't come in
Yeah.
to say hello.
She because you had.
Oh, the
yeah.
other guests.
Yes.
Okay.
But she dropped it off. I mean, like that's where we are. She like the other day I had shooting practice early in the morning. She met me, and then we're always just doing each other things. I mean, I do things
Supporting
for her.
each
Yeah,
other.
supporting each other, being there for each other.
Well, you're one of the most impressive young guests we've ever had on the show.
Well, thank you, sir.
And that's not a compliment. That's just the truth. I'd love to see you. We're going to say goodbye here in a minute. Let's see what that crown looks like on you.
Well, I don't have the pins, but I can.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I can just balance it on my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay. But normally you have it strapped
Yeah.
down.
So it actually doesn't get strapped. A lot of people don't know this, but you literally just place it on your head,
Okay.
and then you take pins and the clips, and you just attach it to your head, and it makes it. My mom does it actually the best.
Okay.
And she can make it really stable and where it doesn't feel like it's about to fall off me. So.
People can look at you and follow you on Facebook too.
Facebook, Instagram.
Under your name, your personal name.
Yes, sir.
Okay. To keep up with you. I wish you the very best of luck.
Thank you.
Although I don't think you need luck.
We all need luck.
Well, you have a great purpose, and I have a lot of admiration for you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, sir.
Everybody, have a great week. This is All Things Moore County.